guys. Excuse me. Can everybody hear me and see me okay? All three of you? Or two of you? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me okay, Kaufman? Okay. Good. I'll give it a little bit more time, see if anybody else shows up. Thank you guys for being here. Oh, thanks. Hello, Nana P, Name, Kaufman. Thanks for being here. Hello, Cheryl. We did. We had a wonderful Christmas. I hope all of you did as well. Very cold, but a very good Christmas. It actually felt like Christmas. It even snowed a little, very little, but it snowed. We never get that. It's always before or after. Just a second, guys. Okay. So I'm pretty excited about tonight. My first Saturday night. Live from Indiana. It's Saturday night. Anyway. Names, we haven't had one in a very long time. We didn't have a white Christmas. Literally, it just flurried. Like, we seen snow. That was about it. So I'm sure you guys heard about this Tennessee. Sounded like you were about to. Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with it. That's why the title said live from the Bears Den. It's Saturday night. So, yeah, I remember that happened a couple of years ago, and I think Atlanta, they had like 2 inches of snow, and they had to shut down the complete city for like 2 days for 2 inches of snow. It's incredible. Yes, the explosion. Yeah. How many of you guys think that this was the explosion in Tennessee might have possibly been the, we'll just say our side, sending a message that because ultimately, like when it comes to big pharma and big tech and everything, the Democrats hold the cards. They do, period. But like for that to have happened in front of AT&T, and there was plenty of warning for everyone to be evacuated. I really don't believe there was an intent for anyone to be killed. But I think they wanted to show that we could as well shut down a lot of things if we needed to. Or is it the exact opposite? Like, get Mr. Trump out of there, or this is going to happen. It could go both ways, but I definitely think that it was related. I do believe it was political. I mean, it had to have been. But at least, thank God, there was warning and they were able to evacuate. They said they possibly found some remains that appeared to be humans. So there could have been maybe some poor, unfortunate somebody that was straggling by, or maybe some homeless person, or maybe there was somebody in the RV. I mean, who knows? But at least there was enough warning that if there was human remains found, that would be the only casualty so far. There were 3 people injured. And for the severity of that explosion, that's a pretty good number. We should be very happy with that. Hey, Prep Your Stead. Good evening. How are you? But they did have what appeared to be a female voice, like the voice you hear when you call and you get the teleprompts, that kind of voice coming from the RV, kind of, giving a countdown to when the explosion was going to happen. So, I mean, I really don't think they intended for anybody to get hurt, so to speak. But I mean, there was 41 businesses, I believe, that were taken out. And it was only, I think, 2 blocks from Lower Broadway, where the Ryman Auditorium and everything is at. So they could have hit a lot worse place, like if they were into, wanting to injure somebody. But I don't think that was their intent. I think it was an attention getter. Eduardo, hello. They're taking the focus off everyone who is now kicked off the... Yeah, I mean, I know it's political. They did find a glaringly easy way to disable communication for a wide area. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. And if they wanted to do that and there's places all the way up into central or even further Kentucky that their internet services and stuff like that's down because of it. So if they strategically placed, another 5 or 6 of those, that could easily take out a majority of North America. And for it to happen all at once, if they was to do that, they would definitely we would have no way of communication besides maybe ham radios and such. And a lot of people don't even have that. I don't. I need to work towards getting something like that, but as of right now, I have nothing like that. I like that. Yes, I think they were testing a game plan. I think you're exactly right. Prep your stead. I keep wanting to say prep your steed. I seen that's where the Georgia recount was happening, but we all know the media. I'll try to find the post and share it. Okay, do that, please, Mrs. Kaufman. Sheena Cook, but I know better. It's Mrs. Kaufman. But they are rallying. I seen where they're up to a $300,000 reward for any information leading to who done this, anything they can get a hold of. The local businesses, the CEO of Camping World put up $250,000 towards the reward. And then the National Convention and Visitors Corps made a $10,000 pledge. And that later increased to $35,000. And Outkick founder Clay Travis pledged $10,000, and 2 businesses, the Levi Country Store and the Music City Proud Boys, which I don't think there's any affiliation there to the Proud Boys that we've been hearing about, offer a combined $20,000 reward towards the reward pool. So they are definitely, they got them. They're pissed. They want to know who did this. And I can't blame them. I mean, that's not only, it's Nashville, Tennessee. It's Nashville, Tennessee. Hey, Cleaner Christy. Yeah, every time I see it, and I know better, but every time I read it, I want to say Steed and not Stead. We had internet difficulties in Houston yesterday. Don't know for sure it was connected, but it was suspicious. It could have been. I mean, I think it happened at like 5:30 Christmas morning. I think they are testing vulnerable. I think it was a test. I really do believe that. But I wanted to take just a second because of these 6 individuals. They got that whole neighborhood, or that area, that neighborhood evacuated. And Officer Brenna Jose, James Lolan, Michael Sipos, Amanda Topping, James Wells, and Sergeant Timothy Miller. Those are the officers that cleared out that entire neighborhood. In the time they found out until the explosion, they got all those people to safety. And I just wanted to take a minute to at least put their names out there, because damn it, they deserve it. Our boys and girls in blue, they get pulled around and yanked around, and I don't think they know who they're working for anymore. I think they're caught up in just as much of a mess as we all are. Probably more so, because we depend on them, and they can't even depend on the government to keep them funded. Go figure. Hey, Sean. How's it going, buddy? Hello, Shar. Is it Shar Collins? Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, it's getting a lot of attention. I think they will find out who done that, because they're Johnny on it, because it was so close to so many people. And like I said, though, I really don't think they intended on hurting anybody, because it could have been a lot worse. They could have done it in the middle of the day in front of the Ryman Auditorium, or in the middle of the day right where it was at, and killed hundreds, if not 1,000 people. I don't think they intended to hurt anybody, but I think they intended to hurt it financially, and I think they intended to let it be known that it's just that easy to leave a lot of people with no communication. Disrupt communications, and we don't have enough boots to protect all those places. That's exactly right. Actually, we don't have enough enlisted, but if, which you guys watch a lot of these channels, and there's a lot of people that's leaning that way. If everybody was decided to make a stand, we got plenty of boots, and they're ready to do some kicking. People's getting pushed way too far, but I understand exactly what you mean. There's not enough enlisted men and women to cover. They can't. And I think that's why it was somewhere like Nashville. Nashville, Tennessee, that'd be the last place you think, somebody's going to let off a big car bomb. There's no really rhyme or reason. What I don't understand of blast, wouldn't it make more sense to go for as much devastation as possible? I think they were trying to lure people in. And that the only people having a loud broadcasted warning like that, maybe they were going for government people. If anybody, like the cops that they know is going to swarm in and try to get people out, or I read that the SWAT team, or the bomb team hadn't even made it there yet. They were en route. Maybe they got there. Maybe they were held up for whatever reason. Maybe God saved their life. Maybe that's what they were intending, was to take out some cops. I don't know. And you're right. That could have been to draw people in. It could have been for attention because anymore, I don't know if you still know the term, but rubbernecking, people always got to check out what's going on when there's cops and everything. It could have been that. They could have been trying to just lure them in and see how many people they could take out. I don't know. Hopefully we will know soon because, like I said, if they was to do that in like 6 or 7 strategically placed areas, if somebody that knows the grid, if somebody that had access to know the grid and where everything runs, they could easily totally disable North America. Because without communication, we have nothing. And that could be too, Sean. They just wanted to, because I don't know if he was already in here yet, but Prep Musted was talking about how it could have just been a test. And that kind of goes with what you're saying, is I think it could have been too, just to see how long they got, what the response time is. It's just, I don't know. Yes, please hit a thumbs up if you're in here. I would appreciate that. And thank you, Nana P. I'm sorry. Yeah, rubbernecking. And I can't say that I don't. I'm bad at it too. We live in a little bitty town, okay? And we got a volunteer fire department right up the road. Now, when they head out, my little girl, well, she's 19, but, for the last, might as well say 10 years, anytime they take off, she runs in the room if she's home and says, Deputy, let's go. So we always got to go just because it's local. We go and see what's going on. But so I rubberneck too, but that they're right. It could have been, to see if they could draw people in. It's hard to say. If they really wanted to hurt people, would have gone off at 6 a.m. and they wouldn't have had an evacuation order over the loudspeaker. Not only a response to the locals for response, but NIMS and SIMS as federal assist response. When they received false reports of shots fired in the area, that call got LEOs there to hear the warnings and evacuate everyone in the area. See, that's because they never said anything else about the gunshots except for they were reported. And what I couldn't find, and maybe you guys have read, was the gunshots like real gunshots, or was it part of the recording? Was it played over a loudspeaker, the gunshots, and that's what people heard, or was there actual gunfire? Was there somebody there at some point in time that fired a gun just to get the attention and took off? Don Bellman, yeah, that's what we were just talking about. That it might have just been some kind of test, and see what the police's response time, and like somebody mentioned, to see how fast they get aid, and everybody else to come in on it, and I'll go back and say again, if that was a test, and just to see how much they could take out at one time, if they was strategically placed that 6 or 7 places, that could easily take out 3/4 of the United States. No communication, and we'd be sitting ducks. Hey, Prepper Nation. Thanks, John. Johnson Prepper Nation is in here, and he knows I'm a nervous wreck right now. And he just told me to imagine everyone naked, and I'll be fine. John, some of these folks in here is my family, brother. Don't go there. Just saying. Also, false reports now of a trail from a positive missile. Wow. I really don't think it was a missile. There was a media release of an interview from a lady who lives on the third floor right across from the blast. She said she woke up to 5:30 a.m. to a gunfire, then more gunfire shortly after that. Okay. Because, see, I hadn't seen that. But, yeah, I guess it probably depends on what news you watch or read. So it was actual gunfire. But I have no doubt that the gunfire they heard, that was to get the attention, to get the people evacuated, or, like someone said, to draw more people in, one or the other. And if it was to draw people in, they're disappointed right now. I mean, kudos to the Nashville Police Department. They did amazing in getting everybody out. Thank you, Don. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was wondering if it was too loud. If it is, let me know, anybody, and I can just turn it down. Nah, he won't make me blush. I mean, he probably did make me blush, but I think he knows I'm trying. Yeah, Sean, that's what I'm wondering. Okay, she didn't know or wasn't sure, because I thought maybe it was, gunshots recorded and then some dead air to give, or it could have been remote controlled. When the cops came, they hit the button to start playing the warning to get people out. I don't know. But hopefully they will get to the bottom of it, because, man, I still ain't made it to Nashville, Tennessee. I want to go to Nashville so bad. We always end up in Gatlinburg, but I never get to go to Nashville. And there was a false call in another city, so now there will be the response of many because of this. Yeah, we didn't have any of that here this year, Mames. We live in that kind of place too. Now, the midnight, New Year's Eve, it'll sound like a war zone around here. They're crazy with the shotguns. But that's what they do. I've honestly never done it because it's dark and you're shooting a gun, and shooting in the ground is just as dangerous. But anyway, getting off subject. So, Mr. Trump is completely hell-bent signing that $600 stimulus package. And I'm kind of on the fence, like, okay, I love money, right? Who don't? I love free money. But, it's our money, okay? For one, they're just giving us our money back. And for two, you're going to have to pay taxes on it. So is it worth? I don't know. I'm just kind of divided on that. Excuse me. Because, $2,000 would be great. Trust me. We could use it. We're fortunate enough, we've been blessed that both of myself and my wife, we're both considered essential employees. So we haven't got laid off. I had to draw unemployment for 2 weeks because my daughter contracted COVID from her job. She works in daycare or preschool. And she brought it home to us, but she brought it home with her. She tested positive. We never did test positive. We tested. We were fine. But I had to claim unemployment for 2 weeks. And that was it. And I have 2 weeks. And I did not get my extra $300 either one of those weeks. I was pretty upset. They paid me $200 a week for 2 weeks. I couldn't believe it. Oh, we got some more people coming up in here. Clear Christie, drop your link on Facebook and me. We hope that's cool. Absolutely. Thank you. I totally appreciate that. Copycats will come out. Saw post of Twitter release and new machines to be checked out at Nashville AT&T. Well, there you go. Kimberly's Prairie Farm Life. Hello. Thanks for joining us. True American Loretta. Hello. The Watchman. Hello. A lot of new names. I like that. If you guys don't mind, if you go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. I would really appreciate that. Flash mob. Kind of what I was just thinking, John. $2 billion fine was given to Apple Orchard in Brewster, Washington for one worker getting sick. They are out destroying businesses, folks. I don't doubt that a bit. I talked, who did I can't remember who I talked to about that now. But I was wondering just how many people they're planting, like, maybe through temporary services or something, getting them a job or whatever, just to go in and making people, sick to where they're forced to close down their businesses and they're left with nothing. I've really thought about that. I'm torn. The government has forced folks to not work, so they should be helpful, but money can't come from thin air. There's always a payback. Yeah, it's damn if you do, damn if you don't, pardon the expression, but I mean, that's the way it is. It's the way it's going to have to be, but it I don't know. I just can't make up my mind about it. Because them, planning the disease in businesses, that makes a lot of sense with what everything else that's going on. But at the same time, it's mind-boggling that makes sense. That we're living in that kind of world where it's just crazy. Myra Lake. I think it's all a distraction for a bigger move. Absolutely, it could be. Wow. Kimberly's Prairie Farm Life. She says prepper clubbing. Well, thank you. I've never been included in the clubbing. That's awesome. They're talking a drone strike in Nashville. They're saying that's what the explosion was. I don't think. I mean, it could have been. It's just my opinion, but I really don't think it was. But yeah, as I was saying, we've both been fortunate enough to, we're essential workers, which now her company, she works for a very good company. They've taken care of them, bonuses, raises, and my company is not. So I've just had to grin and bear a lot of it. But I was just thankful to still have a job to go to, doing what I do. I've never made a lot of money. And if any of you are, LPNs or, or not LPNs, but yeah, the other really low paid nurses that do everything under the sun and expect to get not very good pay for it. Yeah, that's what I do. I think if they have learned anything from all the job losses, it'd be to try and get work in one of the essential service industries. That's another, like everybody is hiring. The essential places are hiring because so many people, for one, and a lot of people, as you know, are just working the system. I mean, a lot of people just don't want to work, period. And they look at this as like, hell yes, I'll stay home and get paid. A friend of mine, okay, excuse me, he was put off work, health reasons. I mean, it was legit, okay, but he was drawing $300 a week. Then they give him this extra $600 a week. Dude was getting paid $900 a week to sit at home. Why would you want to go back to work? But like I said, he was legit. He had a good reason. But a lot of these people are just milking it and getting to sit at home making almost $1,000 a week. Why would you want to go to work? It wouldn't matter if so-and-so next door was hiring for $15 an hour. Why are you going to go there when you could sit at home on your couch, watch TV, and make $1,000 a week? Well, if government does a drone strike, same as 9/11, we need to abolish government and storm politicians' houses now before it's too late. They think RV was a diversion early on, though. Story could change. They think there is two now. Where's the second one at? True American Loretta. Or what, there was two there, or there's been another one? Yeah, I really don't think it was the government. I mean, it could be, because a lot of people's going to say, well, I don't think it was the government. And they know that we would probably think that way. So, I mean, who knows? It could have been. It's probably one of those things that we're never going to find out. And if it was the government, they'll have somebody framed or somebody paid to take the fall, and then they'll get them out of it when the smoke clears and it's all blown over. First Saturday night club stand up as Dr. Preppers. Yes, ma'am. Trying to support small business, but they are closing. It's a tragedy. Excuse me. It's the same way here. Because we like to do like our Christmas shopping and stuff. If we can do it, small business, and my wife and daughter, they always, like they like the clothes from the little boutiques, in town and stuff like that, and they're all closing. I mean, it's tragic, and that's what they're wanting. They don't want mom and pops anymore. There's no such thing. Well, there is very few. I read, excuse me, a couple days ago that over 60,000 small personal businesses have closed in the United States since February or March. That's 60,000 households, and hard telling how many people they had under them that are just, it's sad. It's awful. Sean M. Someone just posted that AT&T got the contract to go through the Dominion voting machines 4 days ago, and all machines moved to Nashville. So, well, that would make sense. I think somebody else had said that. I think I misread it. That makes sense, though. If those Dominion machines were sitting there, it makes perfect sense. The $600 extra a week made our weekly income just enough to pay our bills. And that is the case for a lot of people. But there's a lot of folks, I wouldn't, like there's a lot of folks that, yes, the $600 on top of what they were making, and living a good, honest life is not enough money in a lot of cases. Or barely enough. But there's a lot of folks, I know some of them, besides the guy I was just talking about, that was just sitting back and, like living it up because they get money hand over fist every week, making more than they did at work. It's crazy. I know some in California got $6K a month to stay home. Did I miss something? More news on the Tiffany Dover nurse case showing that she's no longer with us and they are not producing anything to prove otherwise. Okay. Tiffany Dover nurse, the Watchman. I'm not sure I know what that is. I must have missed something. What did I miss? Prep the test. I think I missed something, and I'm sorry. Prep your dad. I think I missed something, but I hope whatever's going on, I hope he, like Nana P said, I hope he bounces back fast. I'm sorry I missed what you said. I'm trying to keep up. This is by far the most 3129 people. That's the most people I've ever had in here. And it's already getting rough to keep up. I'll get it, though. I will get it. And that's what our country was founded on, Mom and Pop's American Dream. There used to be an American Dream. And now it's just like, I don't know. I don't think there is an American Dream anymore, besides to be able, to survive. That's, I kind of think, what everybody's leaning towards now. There's no such thing as an American Dream. I mean, I guess there still is, but I don't honestly think it'll ever be a reality anymore. Okay, nightmare, right? Okay, I got one more thing. It's kind of with the unemployment. I'm guessing, I'm not guessing, I've seen that Trump is just absolutely not going to sign this. The $600 stimulus package. He's still very adamant about the $2,000 per person. And I've got some of his tweets here that I printed off that I was going to read for you. But you've probably all already. He said in a tweet Friday that he has had many calls and meetings at his resort and demanded that politicians give our people the money. He said Saturday he wants to get the $2,000 payments and called on Congress to cut the port. And that was today. The president has also vetoed the annual defense policy bill for failing to repeal Section 230, a liability shield for social media companies. Congress is meeting in a special holiday this coming week that could end in overriding Trump. The bill, which has passed, the bill, which has passed every year for the past 59 years, authorizes bonuses and special pay for troops and funds training programs, military projects, and several other operations. Trump also tweeted Saturday about his opposition to the bill, calling it a gift to China, Russia, and big tech, and said it will not terminate the internationally dangerous Section 230, won't allow us to bring our troops back home where they belong, renames and destroys our forts and national monuments, and makes 5G almost impossible. So this week is going to be very interesting, folks. Very, very interesting, to say the least. And now with this ordeal in Tennessee, that's just going to throw. I mean, I think that in itself is going to turn into a mudslinging. I mean, it's, they're going to blame it on somebody. And, we're a like-minded people. And there's a lot of us. They may not be on YouTube or, even internet. They might not even have Facebook or anything. But there's people that think just like we do. And they see this crap unfolding every day. They can't keep going like this. The election itself was way too obvious. You can't just keep digging big holes and trying to shove everything in it and cover it back up. You're making America a damn litter box. Is what it's becoming. Just one pile of crap after the other being covered over and hoping it'll all work itself out. And it's not going to happen. If something's going to happen, probably between the 6th and 20th Insurrection Act, maybe. That's when I think, the Tennessee thing, that could be, a test like we were discussing earlier. And it could be leading up to what is actually going to happen after the 6th, in that time period. I'm turning my place off grid. Kind of want to buy a school bus and hit the road. That would be amazing. Everybody that I haven't seen or that I've missed, thank you for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind, hit the like or dislike button. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you're feeling. I get it. If you want to subscribe, that would be amazing. And, if you want to share this, even better, I would really appreciate it. He's making House and Senate take responsibility for what's in the bills. He's out of there. Yeah, he kind of, I thought I had printed off. He kind of ripped on everybody. I think it was this morning. Mitch McConnell and all of them, because they're just rolling over. They're just rolling over and taking it. They're not even trying. They don't want anything to do with the lawsuits. They don't want it. And Mitch McConnell told them personally to not, well, he advised strongly to not get into the whole, January 6th disputing the Electoral College and all that. I mean, they've all given up. I think, and I mean, God bless him. We know he's tried. He's tried every route I think he can possibly take, short of the martial law and, all of that, which it could still happen. I'm not very good at martial law. I mean, I know what it is. I know the ins and outs of it. But, I mean, I don't know how long, even if he done that, if it could help him in the long run. Let me catch back up here real quick, or try to. Lick the like button. God, did I say lick? I know that's a thing over at Grim Survival. I hope I didn't say lick. I didn't mean to. But hey, that's what you got to do. Lick that thing. Should let Angry Prepper know that. Watchman, good info. Also grows in the sewer, and if you live in an apartment complex with old sewer pipes that leaks at all, the gases could infect you. Oh my God. I never even thought about that. That is good info. That, yes, you should definitely pass that on to Angry Prepper. COVID will be here from now on. That's why it was released, so they can keep control. That I believe. At this point, you're almost a fool to think otherwise. It was put here on purpose. Yes, exactly. He's the last man standing in a global elite takeover. And it sucks. Because, and even they know, he is the best president that we've had in a long time. He's done what he said he was going to do. He don't back down from anybody. I mean, he's not a politician. He's a businessman. I think that is what made him such a good president. Look around you at the towers going up and look at the planes spraying poison on us. We are doomed. It's too late. It could be, Dee Dee. I mean, that's very possible. But, I mean, I try so hard to stay optimistic, because, I mean, even if, we start growing a second head and tentacles or something from some kind of poison they're giving us, I'm not going to give up on my family, I mean, I'll be here for them as long as I can. If that means hiding them in the woods or something as long as we can until we just absolutely cannot, then that's what we'll do. I mean, you can't give up on each other. Has anyone else seen the explosion at the AT&T is where they were storing the Dominion voting machines? No real intel on it yet. Sindri? Is it Sindri, Lou? Or Sindri? I'm sorry, I'm not very good with pronouncing names. But about that, I don't think anybody's got really any more intel than just that the Dominion voting machines were most likely there. So, I mean, Not to be a tinfoil hat wearer, but who wouldn't want those there? Who would want to make sure those aren't there? Yeah. James Hoggle, Southern Prepper. Hey, buddy, thanks for stopping in. How are you doing this evening? Mass evictions coming. Social housing will be installed in suburbs erased. Factory farming only. Yeah, it's coming. And I mean, let's be realistic. I think who was it? It might have been. I don't know if Prepper Nation's still here, but it might have been his video. No, it wasn't him. Anyway, you're eventually going to run out of food. Say you do bug out, and hopefully you'll have a means to grow gardens and stuff. But woods can be overhunted, lakes can be outfished. It's only a matter of time before we're either going to have to, because you cannot live without meat or protein. Okay, you can live without meat. So unless you're sitting on 30 or 40 years of protein powder or something, you can't live without protein. And if you out hunt your woods, because the farther away you go hunting, the more likely you are to become hunted or a target at any rate. So we're going to run out of food, and I'm not saying that'll be a means or a reason to succumb to their camp life. I'll put it that way, their concentration camps or whatever they're going to have. But I don't know. And I'm not saying that it's pointless to prep. I'm not saying that. Keep prepping. Stack it to the rafters. Did any of you happen to see Grim Survival's little girl yesterday? I think it was yesterday morning. Said, we can't stack it to the rafters because the ceiling's in the way. We got to cut a hole in the ceiling to get to the rafters. I thought that was just awesome that she was so little, but very sharp. She's got it together. I think you're exactly right about the bombing, who would actually say, hey, everybody, get out of there, then blow the place up so there's no casualties. They were only after it. Yeah, exactly. And somebody had, said that it's possible that, people, they were hoping there'd be rubberneckers. Here's this warning and they're going to flock to it. As dumb as that is, like a bomb, where? Let's go find it, But I don't know. I think it was, I don't think there was any malicious intent, or, well, not malicious. Lord, it was definitely malicious. But I don't think there was an intent to hurt anybody. The 3 folks that did get hurt, that was bound to happen, I guess. It was a big explosion. But like they said, they, possibly found human remains. I don't think that was meant to happen. I think it might have been somebody homeless or somebody just out maybe for a morning jog that hadn't heard, that hadn't heard the recording or something. I don't know if there even was human remains. What I read, they still wasn't sure that that's what it was yet. Yeah, exactly. I thought that, like, was it Thanksgiving? Something like that. That where Trump's security team and everybody had COVID, but not one Democrat. How is that? That's impossible. Makes no sense. Man, whoop, whoop, 50 chatting. I know, it's great. This is awesome. Chris Bob, I know it's your debut. Just relax, sir. I'm trying. I'm better off than when I started. It's just trying to, the hardest thing that I think my top was like 13, 14 people that I've had in here, and I'm up to 51 right now. So I'm trying to keep track of everything, and it's hard because I really don't want to be leaving any or neglecting anybody, but it's very hard to read all of these. I'm telling you. Trade with China is pretty much done. They are not going to want our paper printed money, and we can't give them enough raw materials anymore. Yeah, I was reading, and actually, I think I printed that off. I wanted to show you guys. Excuse me. It was about China. I just dropped everything. China will overtake the U.S. to become the world's largest economy by 2028, 5 years earlier than previously forecasted, a report says. That is scary. That's as a result, unlike other major economies, it has avoided economic recession in 2020 and is in fact estimated to see growth of 2% this year. Isn't it funny that the country that this virus came from has had its most prosperous year and is up 2%? And it's our most devastating. No, that's got to be a coincidence. Come on now. This is the gross domestic product in U.S. trillions. This is the U.S. and Chinese economies 2010 to 2035. I know it's backwards, but you can see where they're going to be in 2034 and where we're going to be. Well played. That means we will be absolutely dependent on them for most everything. Got some more people showing up. Airborne Prepper, no bad. Sean Michael Nicholson, Teresa Horn. Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming. Yes, exactly. Things that make you go, Yeah, they're by far their best economic year ever and our worst, all because of a virus that originated in their country. It's amazing. China already owns a lot of America. That is absolutely correct. Teresa Horn. Hold on, Watchman. Hold on just a second. Check scriptures, Deuteronomy 28:49, Isaiah 46:11. Read into chapter 47, the virgin daughter of Babylon. Hold on just a second. I want to copy and paste this real quick. Okay. I wanted to save that. Sorry, guys. Was DD a troll? I didn't even see what they said. Oh, I see. Never mind. I'm sorry. Until people put their foot down and stop at China, we'll keep buying up our land and businesses. That's exactly right. China used to say, welcome to the rice fields. We say, welcome to the cornfields. Well, guys, it is 5 till 8. So I am going to go ahead and end this. And I want you guys, I'm sure you will. I'm sure that's where the majority of everyone's going next. Prepper Nation will be going live in 5 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and knock off of here so we can all get ready and go over and see John for a while, talk to him. But I totally, 51, I think we got up to 54 at one point, is the highest I've ever had in here. And that's not a lot to you guys, but it means a lot to me. That's a big number for me. And I really, really appreciate it, you guys. Like I said, if you don't mind, hit the like, or dislike button, subscribe, share, whatever you guys want to do. I will see you guys over there, and then after that, John will be ready today for a Bible study. So that'll be after Shogun Saturday night. I think that's still going on. So I will see you guys there. God bless each and every one of you. I will see you next Saturday, and I will have some new content up tomorrow evening. I love you guys. Papa Prepper out.